The anniversary update was supposedly the biggest and most successful update for Sea of Thieves, however, I don't actually think it holds up today. Of course, I'll admit that it was an impressively large update. In fact, it was undoubtedly one of, if not the biggest update the game's ever had. Between Arena Mode, Tall Tales, and the Hunter's Call, the update delivered us an enormous array of new and interesting ways to play the game. However, despite the quantity of these features did not have longevity. Longevity has always been Sea of Thieves' greatest weakness. Many of my friends that played Sea of Thieves had a great time, but eventually left because they got bored and had nothing to work towards. I'm sure all long-time players have had that one crewmate that made your ship undefeatable, but now doesn't even play the game or have it installed. The anniversary update promised to solve this kind of issue, and it did for a short time, but it's been nearly 2 years and it's really fallen through.
You came here for something new. The spirit of competition runs through your veins. And who am I to disappoint? I introduce to the Sea of Thieves, the Arena!
First of all, Arena Mode is dead. Even though it takes up half of the main menu, a statement from Sea of Thieves executive producer Joe Neate confirmed that Arena Mode only makes up 3% of total playtime in Sea of Thieves. Arena promised to bring about a competitive scene for Sea of Thieves, an alternate score-based way to play the game in short, discrete rounds, rather than in long, continuous adventures. Obviously, this didn't pan out, and now there's hardly any talk of Sea of Thieves competitive tournaments except for Status Effects Sea of Champions. Actually tried that with a friend, and we got destroyed. I'm not showing you. Nobody goes to Sea of Thieves looking for a competitive experience. Arena Mode could have been great. It could have brought that. But it just ended up being really boringly simple. Once you played just 5 rounds, you played them all. After 20 months, Rare officially abandoned Arena Mode as of December 2020, making it definitively the biggest failure of the anniversary update. Moving on, Tall Tales were more or less a failure too. While anyone who's played them will say they adore these cute adventures, they face a few glaring issues. For instance, the majority of time spent on Tall Tales is just sailing between islands. Either you're new to Tall Tales and you sail across the map just to get to the wrong island several times, or you're grinding the gold curse and you're so used to the puzzles that you're back on your ship to sail to the next island within 2 minutes. The Greatest Storyteller tale, for instance, my least favorite, takes you to the southeast corner of the map and sends you all over, as far as Lone Cove, which is literally the 3rd farthest island. Not to mention that the clues are pretty hard to decipher without looking them up. The first time I did this with my friend, we took 3 hours and sailed to the wrong island several times, and when we finally came back, we had to hear Tasha here tell us all about how he changed her life and inspired her.
The world wants us to grow up so fast, but being able to see every day like it's an adventure, we only learn that when we're young.
The single island Tall Tales are some of the most popular because you actually spend more of your time invested in the story, following clues or maneuvering around traps, rather than just sailing between islands. I'd like to say that Rare's learned from this, but I'm not sure they have. Since Anniversary, they added the Seabound Soul and Heart of Fire Tall Tales, the first of which is pretty much only sailing here and there, left and right, north and south, east and west. Of course, I know they can't put all the Tall Tales on only one island, because there's only so many islands to put them on, but what I would ask is that any new tales stay at least within one region, kind of like how Wild Rose is mostly in the shores of Plenty. Adding on, a lot of people don't even know that Tall Tales exist. They've done all they can to get people to notice those. They've kept Tall Tales mentioned on the loading screen for years. They added a voice line from the mysterious stranger in the tutorial that tells you to talk to him again. They even made him a requirement for several trials in Season 1, and yet only 14% of players have ever done a Tall Tale. And then last, and then maybe also least, we have the Hunter's Call, which it's boring. It's boring. Nobody wants to go fishing all day. Nobody wants to scrape the scum off the bottom of the shipwrecked barrels. It's just not fun. It's not a fun company. You don't want to go fishing all day. It's perfectly fine as like a side thing while you go to the actual adventure, but it's not like what you want to focus on. It's like, it's a side quest. It's a side task. It's a side task. Tasks like in Among Us. Among Us. I love Among Us. But even if you collect a good amount of fish and meat along your journey, how often do you find yourself at the outpost, about to log off, and then have this conversation? Hey Gavin, shouldn't we sell these at an outpost? Even so, the Hunter's Call is still probably the most successful part of the anniversary update, just because of its accessibility. You can do stuff for it alongside your other voyages, you don't have to talk to a shady guy in a tavern to do it, and it's not a completely separate game mode on the main menu. And harpoons are a gift from God. I love harpoons, I love harpoons, I love harpoons. I'm not really sure what it would take to make all these features more popular, because you'd actually have to change their entire design or purpose. You'd have to make bold moves like put Arena into adventure mode, or make it a battle royale, or make Tall Tales into emergent quests like Captain Falcor suggests, or maybe even bring back the ability to summon the Megalodon for the Hunter's Call. Of course, I'm just spitballing here. None of these ideas are fleshed out at all. Maybe they don't work out with the devs' current vision for the game. They would be cool. They would be pretty cool, though. I'm just saying. There's still hope for the Hunter's Call, though. You see, the last few updates have been revamping trading companies, like they gave gold fleets to the Order of Souls, treasure vaults to the Gold Hoarders, and then mission shipments to the Merchant Alliance. So maybe they do the same thing for the Hunter's Call. Like, we actually saw last month, the Festival of Fishing had the devs playing with the idea of giving quests to the Hunter's Call. So maybe a Hunter's Call is next in line for an overhaul. Who knows? Anyway, the bottom line is that the anniversary update kind of just flopped on its face in the long run. Hindsight is 2020. Do you get it? Because like last year was